This is a small video to understand the Azure VM storage. It is very important because we use Azure VM all the time to run your workloads, even in case of the migrations. Okay, so let's try to understand the Azure VM storage. Very brief, short and sweet. Okay. Uh, Azure VM use disk to store the operating system, apps, and data. Let's try to understand with the structure. Let's suppose this is Azure VM. Okay, so Azure VM has the very first thing is any VM would always have two disks, the OS disk and the temporary storage disk, the drive that usually has the page file. Okay, so let me try to create a disk here just for the understanding, or let's utilize this. There is this, the let's do OS disk. Okay, we have this OS disk, and there is this. Okay, this is the temp disk, and this is data disk. Okay, so very simple to understand. Azure VM use disk, or any VM uses disk for operating system. That's your C drive, usually your applications that you can put either in the C drive or in the data drive, and of course your data. And each Azure VM has at least two disks, OS disk and temp disk to store operating system, and a temporary disk for the page file. And it is recommended do not use your crucial data, your important data, to put it on the temp. This is a temporary storage on the host machine, and whenever you shut down your machine and turn it back on, you would be on a different host machine and this storage would be lost. Okay, and you can add disk to your VM if needed as per the requirement. Those disks are called data disks. Okay, and these disks are stored as VHD. These disks are stored as VHDs. Okay, and VHDs are stored as page blobs, if you remember, right? Oh, sorry. This is your page blob. We covered all the kind of blobs we have: page blob, plot blob, okay, and other blobs as well. And this page blob, these disks stored as VHDs, and VHDs are stored as page blobs, and page blobs stored in the storage account. There could be two kind. This is the important part. A standard and premium. Okay, a standard and premium. All right. Now, standard, as the name says, is a reliable, low-cost disk support for VMs running workloads that aren't sensitive to latency. Standard storage can use standard solid-state disk, SSD disk, or standard HDD. So this is a low cost. Okay, so let me mention here low cost but reliable. And it could be two kinds. Okay, these are further divided into two, HDD and SDD. Okay, HDD and SDD. SSD, solid state disk and hard disk. Okay, and premium storage is high performance disk support, as name suggests, high performance disk support used for cost. It's highly cost as compared to standard. Okay, standard is low cost, this is high cost. All right, and these uses the premium SSD disk performance. All right, so what it uses? It uses SSD, premium SSDs. So it's not two kind, it is only one kind, and it uses premium SSD. Okay, wonderful. Now, hope this structure would help you understand how things are divided, how things are used, how things are actually happening at the backstage. Okay, so there, there are different performance tiers for disk. Standard HDD, standard SSD, and premium SSD. Okay, now it's going further. Now, standard HSD is backed by HDDs and used for cost-effective storage. Okay, we can make it a little bigger and add here cost-effective storage. Okay, now standard SSD is backed by SSD disk. Okay, it's an element of premium SSD disk and standard HDD disk. It combines both. Okay, and it offers more consistent performance reliability than HDD, but still cost effective as compared to premium. Okay, it is actually HDD plus premium SSD combination, and it's cost effective as compared to premium SSD and better performance as compared to HDD. Performance as compared to HDD. Cool. Now, premium SSD disk backed by SSDs and provides high performance and low latency for VMs that are running high IO intensive workloads. Okay, you all know it's a backed by SSDs, but high performance and low latency, used for high IO workloads, IO intensive workloads. Okay, cool. Now these disks can be of two types. These VHDs can be of two types: unmanaged and managed. Okay, in unmanaged disk, traditional type of disk, and to create that disk, you got to have a storage account, and you need to figure out how to maximize storage resources for your VMs because there is a cap. In managed disk, Azure creates and manages the storage accounts for you. You specify the disk size and performance tier, and Azure creates the managed disk for you. As you add disk and scale VM, Azure handles the storage account. Okay, so we have two more kind of disks. I'm sorry. Uh, where to go? Let's put it here. Okay, and here. We have managed disk and we have unmanaged disk. All right, managed by Azure, unmanaged managed by us or the uh, customer, and you're gonna create a storage account to create a managed disk, unmanaged disk. But for managed, it's all about Azure. There's a lot of other differences that we'll cover in some separate video. For Azure VM storage, this is more than enough, and thank you for watching. You have a good day.